All right. Yeah. But that's the thing, man. Long as we ain't long as we ain't caught up in them technically what the words are saying and all that other stuff, you good. You know, the minute you start trying to hold the Most High down to your understanding, you're gonna always come up short. And eventually you're gonna look simple. That's what a lot of them guys over there in IUIC and some of these other carnal camps, they are trying to use their carnal understanding in order to explain why certain things is happening. That's why somebody end up coming up with the belief that a chariot is a darn UFO. Because a man, he done input his foolishness in it. You see what I'm saying? Because he don't know what the Most High saying. But it ain't Most High fault that he's an idiot. You know. So
that's right.
We just continue.
You want to say something, Elder Misha? You were saying something.
Oh, just saying shalom to the elder Janice.
Yeah, shalom, everyone.
Shalom. Good to see you there, man.
Yeah, it's good to be seen.
Say good to be seen and not viewed.
That's right. Yeah, that's my brother saying.
Telling you. Man got some sense.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, Elder be bringing up some stuff, man, so heavy because he be speaking. And I'm going back on what he just said, because I like to give a precept with somebody over there. Go to 1 Kings. Remember he mentioned 12. It's just like 7 being perfect. Go to
I got a class on that them numbers.
Okay.
I got a class on that. We're gonna get it eventually, but that stuff means something else. But the people they just don't know.
They don't
that
know
those that stuff means something else, man. You can't get caught up in actual physical. Well, the number is this. You can't get caught up in that stuff because it's gonna end up causing you to err.
Yeah,
so you got to understand when he's saying them numbers. Those numbers actually mean something.
Yes, to let you know we got the doctrine, and I know Christ is here. He full blown though. But go to 1 King. This is an introduction just to get us in the spirit where Elder Stephen said. Go to 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 30. This not even part of the class. So when he be speaking, believe me, he be in the spirit speaking. When I say in the spirit, he be taking a spiritual understanding. Yeah. And remember he mentioned 12.
1 King chapter 11, verse 30. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was
What's the new garment? What's the new garment?
What y'all think that is?
Spiritual understanding.
Right.
Yeah,
the new understanding, the new moon.
He caught it.
The same thing. Yes. Y'all see that? Yes. That was on him.
See?
And rent it in 12 pieces.
He started teaching it.
Yes.
You see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna start class. We spoke about this class is gonna be prostitutes on the street. Straight up. Straight up.
And we bear no insult to people. No. I know that people, when you use words like that, they think it's really offensive. It's not our intention to be offensive. Okay. What we are explaining to you is how the Most High views these people who are causing his people to err. All right. It's not, we not being disrespectful to women. And as you go, if you just bear with us, we go further into the class, you're going to see we not talking about women. Okay. No. We not talking about these people who sell their bodies and all that other stuff on the streets out here. That's not what we're talking about. All right. This is it. This is a spiritual class. You're going to have to learn what the spiritual definitions of these words mean, because Christ say, blessed is he who's not offended in me. He taught different, okay, than them guys that you listening to. So don't be offended by the word, particular words like whore or prostitute in the context that we are using them. We are not talking about women selling their bodies. That's not what we're talking about. All right. So just to clear that up. All right, go ahead, Elder. Where you going to?
Thank you, Elder. I appreciate you bringing that too, because we don't hate anybody. We don't hate anybody. No race, creed, color, walks of life.
National
we don't hate
origin.
anybody.
Yep.
No, we don't. We have mercy upon everybody.
Yes.
We can't condemn nobody. We asking for mercy ourselves because we are sinners also.
Yes.
And I like to make that clear. But go to 2 Ezra 4:1. This is about Ezra. He went to the Most High. This is for the kids, for the kids that's on the street teaching, because that's what the Most High calling you kids. And in the IUIC camps, he calling y'all prostitutes, and y'all gonna see it. And bless your heart, you don't know. You don't know. And we love you guys. We really do love you guys. But we're gonna get it out the Bible. Our word is not good. Let's get it out the Bible. What God said.
2 Ezra.
Be there, dude.
2 Ezra chapter 4, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel,
the doctrine of Uriel. The doctrine of Uriel.
Gave me an answer and said, thy heart has gone too far in this world.
The heart is the mind. Matthew 15:19, Mark 7, verse 21. We're going to be calling out precepts on the side because we're giving out precepts for the definition out of the Bible. Yes. What it actually means, what God called them.
And you can also see the precepts. They're going to be at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Thy heart has gone too far in this world. The world is carnal. Y'all need to understand that. That's what is this in Mark 4? Where it says the field is the world or something like that. It's carnal. Okay.
It's carnal.
And thinkest thou to comprehend the way?
The way is what doctrine, what the Most High choose. Most High choose the highway. Isaiah 55:8 and verse 9. He choose the highway. The highway is not talking about on the street.
Right.
He choose the highway path. Back in the day, they used to do this with the yellow pages. Let your fingers do the walking.
Yeah.
That's what we doing with these precepts in this Bible. We reading it. We taking that path, the highway path.
Well, they think it's talking about, when he say way, he thinking street. But if you say to somebody, he sure is stuck in his ways, they ain't talking about no street. That's how the man think, how he believe. Okay. How he process stuff. He's stuck in his ways. That's how the Most High using this. The way meaning a person's doctrine. All right.
His beliefs.
So y'all got to understand these words, the way the Most High talks is different than the way you learn to talk with using the dictionary. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High?
Now you in the world, all in the world, carnal interpretation, but you want to know the way of the Most High?
Okay. Exactly.
Read.
Then said I, yea.
Yes, I do.
My Lord.
I want to know. I want to know, Most High. Read.
And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways.
3 different doctrines.
Yes.
3 different. That was the problem that Job's children had.
Yes.
One was teaching reading the Bible like a novel. One of them breaking it down carnally, and one of them broke it down spiritually. One of them, he couldn't get the understanding to the spiritual interpretation, so the doctrine got messed up. So the Chaldean, the Sabians caught them like they was telling lies because their doctrine was all twisted up in the game.
Yes.
Remember, he had 3 daughters.
Yes.
Read.
And set forth 3 similitudes before thee.
Now, 3 similitudes. That's what we're about to show y'all. We're gonna break it down 3 ways.
Yes.
We get tired. We
Yes.
old folks over here.
Yes.
Everybody over here old with the exception of probably one of us.
Yeah.
But he old too in wisdom. He's wisdom.
He got an old spirit.
He got an old spirit. Old soul.
Yeah.
So we're gonna show y'all. We're gonna read it like a novel. Then we're gonna give you the spiritual interpretation. What God says. We're gonna take the highway.
Yeah.
Go to Hosea 12 and 10. Hosea 12 and 10. And after this, we'll get in class.
And that's how y'all gonna be able to weigh the fire.
Yes.
You're gonna be able to look and see whether or not what is being said carnally versus what is being said spiritually versus how it's read in a novel, which one of them make the most sense. That's weighing the fire. Our job is to explain the differences, to rightly divide so that the audience can see there's a difference in the way that it's being explained. All right. Hosea chapter 12, verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Of the teacher of the prophets. Now, the prophets, you'll be surprised. The prophets are the ones who, Jeremiah with a 3 and 15, I will send prophets according to my heart. Meaning his spiritual interpretation.
Yes.
One more, Elder. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you
Go
good.
to Sirach 16 and 23. Because you mentioned weight. Now, when you mention things, I have to back up what you say too. Because you mentioned it. You gave a precept. I'm giving a precept.
You said Sirach 16?
And I think it's 23.
Ecclesiasticus or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 16, verse 23. He that wanteth understanding will think upon vain things.
If you think it carnally that went too far in the world and carnal interpretation, you think of vain things.
Yes.
Read.
And a foolish man erring imagineth follies.
That's what happens. Keep reading.
Yeah, that's when you start saying a chariot is a UFO.
Oh my God. You gonna rule God's house. Okay, brother. And he there. Okay.
My son, hearken unto me.
He said, listen to him. Listen to him. Read.
And learn knowledge.
Knowledge is the one that's weaned from the milk. You got to be weaned from the milk, from the knowledge what he's talking about. Right now, Hosea chapter 4, verse 6 through 9. That's the one got the knowledge what the Most High said. That's the one, that's the priest. You see, that's the one that got his law. The one that's weaned from the milk, Isaiah 28, verse 9. You got to be weaned from the milk. He's not carnal. Read.
And mark my words with thy heart. Mark me and remember. Remember the doctrine.
Verse 25. You said wait, didn't you?
I will show forth doctrine in weight.
Which one gonna have more weight to it? Because we're gonna bring it out the scripture. You're gonna choose carnally or spiritually. Read.
And declare his knowledge exactly.
Most High giving us the understanding. We're gonna bring it down exactly his knowledge, what he's talking about. What he's talking about. We're gonna break down what is black? We're going to break down Psalm Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. We might, if we have time, the Elder Steph want to break down Jeremiah 14, 2. What is black? We're going to show you out of the Bible what is black, what is Song of Solomon talking about when he said black out of the Bible. Now, black is beautiful. We all over here, we love black. We love every color over here at Elders of Israel. It just so happened that black means ignorant in the Bible. And we're going to prove it. Don't take, that's his language. Again, the Most High loves black. But the spiritual interpretation, it means black means no light. And I'm going to tell you, for the ones that's white, and I'm going to break down, don't criticize these brothers because they're black. That's not what it's saying. Because he will root you out too.
Yes.
It's in Romans chapter 11. He said, if you get prideful, you'll get rooted out.
Yeah.
The black folks still your brother. He's still your brother. And so are we. And but remember that, what I just said, because we have to prove all things. Okay, First Thessalonians 5:21. So we're going to break down something. Go to Proverbs in chapter 7 and verse 1. I'm sorry, Elder. Dark, black, that means ignorance. There's no light in it. That's all it means.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 1. My son, keep my words.
His words are totally different than carnal. His words. I'm gonna give you some precepts. Let's go to it, Elder. One of them. Let's give him one. Go to John 6:63, and I'll just call up the rest of them.
John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth,
not the carnal. Read.
The flesh profiteth nothing.
See that? The carnal profiteth nothing. You got three different types of flesh. You got this body we in, this body. Then this carnal meat interpretation that people think is deep. Then there's spiritual interpretation, John chapter 6, verse 55. That's way in the fire. I gave you three similitudes. Read.
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, and the highway words is spiritual.
And
they are life.
They're the ones that's life. That's one. And I'm gonna call out the rest of Isaiah 55:8 and verse 9. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 13 through 14. 2 Timothy 2:1 and verse 17. Go back to Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee.
He commanded us to do this, to keep the spiritual interpretation.
Right. What that's important what you saying, because all you hear these guys saying, keep the commandments, keep the commandments, keep the commandments. Which commandments? Okay? They never tell you which commandments. You got the commandments of Aaron and Moses, and you got the commandments of Christ and Melchizedek. They know the commandments of Moses, but in Isaiah 1, the Most High telling you straight up, don't do that. He said, I don't want that. He sent his son to give you a new covenant, the commandments that he's supposed to get. He's bringing the spiritual commandments. They don't know what they mean. So they telling you, we got faith that Christ died for us, but we keeping the carnal commandments. They say that's keeping the commandments in the faith of Christ. The Most High ain't told you to do that. The Most High told you to listen to what Christ said, get an understanding of how to read the word. He's the word. He explained to you how to understand how the Most High taught. And then you're supposed to learn based upon what he told you. You ain't supposed to listen to some man telling you to keep the carnal commandments, because the carnal commandments is death.
It's
Straight
death.
up. Carnal commandments
Death.
is death. That's what the Most High said. So,
Yes. Yes.
that's the commandments he talking about. He ain't talking about them carnal commandments. He talking about the spiritual commandments that nobody is teaching. Verse 2. Keep my commandments and live.
See that? The spiritual interpretation.
And my law as the apple of thine eye. Let me give him this one thing, Elder.
Go ahead, Elder.
I'm sorry.
No,
Listen.
you go ahead.
Cause so that y'all get what I'm saying. If you go to Romans 8, all right, he's real clear in Romans 8 what you need to be doing, all right?
Read that, Elder Mitch, if you can.
Sure. Romans 8:5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
When he's talking about flesh, he's talking about carnal. He's going to compare it against the spiritual here. So it's 2 commandments, 2 of them. You got the carnal commandments that Moses left us, and you got the spiritual commandments that Christ left us. We gonna see which one is life. Okay? Read on.
But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
Okay, so he's saying you got 2 types of prophets. You got one set of prophets that's teaching the carnal, and another set of prophets that's teaching the spiritual. That's who we are. We teach the spiritual covenant, not the carnal covenant, because you're going to see why we teach the spiritual covenant. Read this.
Verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death.
The carnal commandments are death. He's literally telling you, if you following the carnal beliefs that you got to go out there and set up some tent out there at the state park, or that you got to come up in here and pay all this money to eat a dried lamb that these people done went up in there and overcooked for you. Okay, you are following the carnal commandment of death. That's what he said just now. Read on.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Notice he's saying minded. The doctrine's in your mind, okay? So if your doctrine is to understand spiritually, you get life and peace.
Yes.
Last verse.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God.
He said, if you believe in that carnal law, you hate God. That's what he said. Enmity means hatred. That's what it means.
Anti against God.
That's right.
For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be.
The Most High don't care nothing about that carnal trash.
He just said it right there.
He just said
the law of God. Yeah, for it is not subject to the law of God. That carnal law is not God's law. It's not of God. He telling you. And you just refuse because of your traditions. And those men who have taught y'all following these men. And at the end of the day, again, we not making fun of people in regards to people who believe that stuff. We're telling you as clearly as we can, and we stating it as clear as we can. If y'all follow that carnal law and these carnal men, y'all it gonna end up with death, because y'all don't know the law of God. We literally just read, he said the carnal law ain't his law. He just said, that ain't my law. That ain't my law. I'm gonna give you 2 precepts, the viewers at home. Also write down philosophy of man. Colossians 2 and 8. 2 and 8.
Yep.
And Jesus said he changed the customs with them clowns. Keep doing that.
Yes.
Acts chapter 6 verse 14.
Yes.
When he came, he's turned the table over. He said, no, Y'all getting the wrong interpretation. Now y'all making money off my garment. Y'all gonna cast lots.
Yes.
On my garment, my doctrine. Y'all gonna make money off my doctrine.
Yes.
That's what he's saying.
Yes.
All right. But we about to get into it. All praise to the Most High, Elder, for bringing that out. Because that verse right there is, I don't know what else to do, but it's going to be the Most High, and I know he's going to wake him up. I know that because we're going to get it out the scriptures.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 3. Bind them upon thy fingers.
The fingers are your doctrines.
Yes.
Any part of your body is part of the doctrine.
Members.
We are Christ, the members. Yes. We are Christ, part of his body. He dwells in us. We follow him.
Yes.
We follow him, period.
Yes.
We know what's about to happen. We don't have much time. It's going to happen in this generation.
Yes.
Right?
Write them upon the table of thine heart.
Now, how can you do that if you can't read that spiritually?
Right.
What's a table in your? There's a table in your heart. The table in your mind. You putting them precepts in your mind.
Yeah.
You putting that. That's what he's saying.
Yes. And table is what is Exodus 31:18. Tables of stone written with the finger of God. That's a doctrine.
That's a doctrine.
Okay. So he said the table of thine heart, the doctrine of your mind. That's what it's talking about.
Yeah. Here it comes.
Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister.
Stop. So, is Solomon writing a doctrine right here about a doctrine? Because he said wisdom. Say unto wisdom. So he talking about a doctrine, right?
Yes.
Y'all get that, viewers? He's talking about a doctrine. That's what Song of Solomon, what he wrote in chapter 1, verse 5. He writing about a doctrine. So he's writing about a doctrine right here. We're going to break that down, Song of Solomon, in a little while. Because I get tired of that clown keep talking about it. I love you, kisses, kisses, but you're a clown. Thou art my sister. So he writing about a doctrine. Am I correct?
Yes.
Read.
And call understanding my kinswoman.
You see that? Here it comes.
That they may keep me from the strange woman.
So he's writing about a doctrine. He calling this woman a doctrine, right?
Yes. From the stranger that flattereth.
Stop. The stranger. Who's the stranger that got this doctrine that's flattening his lips with? Who is possessed with this doctrine that he's got in his mind? She's a doctrine, right? Who's a stranger? Go to, oh my God. This gonna be a good class here. Go to Genesis chapter 3, 37 and verse 1. Let's see who the stranger is. This person got this woman.
And whenever y'all finally figure out what it's talking about, you're gonna have to sit back and you're gonna have to examine yourself.
Yes.
You're gonna have to examine yourself. Because y'all been listening to these people and y'all don't even know who y'all listening to. 37 and what, Elder?
Yes, sir. Verse 1. I'm sorry for yelling there.
No, you've always been abusive like that, so we're used to it now.
I love you too, brother. I love you too. So who the stranger flattering with this doctrine? Let's see who the stranger is.
Genesis 37:1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger.
So Jacob talking with this doctrine.
in the land of Canaan.
The doctrine of Canaan.
See that he was a stranger to that Canaan doctrine. Most High had gave him a doctrine. So he was a stranger to the Canaan doctrine, and the Canaanites was a stranger to the Most High doctrine.
Yes.
See
Go
that?
to First Chronicle. Y'all see that? So this person that's a stranger got this doctrine in his head, yapping his mouth.
Yeah.
Go to First Chronicles 29-15.
First Chronicles, chapter 29, verse 15. For we are strangers before thee, and sojourners, as were all our fathers.
They were strangers with this doctrine. They didn't know this doctrine. Read.
Our days on earth are as a shadow.
You see that? The carnal interpretation. There was a stranger.
Shadow and black mean the same thing. And there is none abiding.
You see that?
Yeah.
The elder Stephen, you laugh. Now, we go back, because I need to get another one about this stranger. Go to Isaiah 34. Since Jacob, we just read, is a stranger. Jacob is the carnal man. Israel is the spiritual interpretation man. Go to Isaiah 34:5.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. For my sword shall be,
my doctrine
shall be bathed in heaven. What
my
bathe
doctrine
mean?
gonna be
What
bathed.
bathe mean? What you need in order to bathe?
Water.
Yes.
Washed.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
So, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. It ain't talking about no real sword. Like you said, Elder, it's talking about his doctrine. His doctrine gonna come upon the powers that be.
Yes.
And upon the people of my curse.
Whoa, who the people of his curse? Where's that? Isaiah 34. Let me get to it. And 5. Who the people of his curse?
Well, they claim that the Israelites, don't they?
Okay, read on. We'll go to it right after this.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Now, go to Isaiah 43. Teaching.
Yes, judgment mean teaching. So he's saying his doctrine is going to come upon the powers that be, Idumea, and the people of his curse. Both of them gonna get taught his doctrine, like we doing right now.
Right now, they're gonna get it.
So that y'all clear what we saying. Where we going to next? Isaiah what? 42?
43 and 8. 43 and 8.
Okay.
43 and 28. Because Jacob is a stranger. We read it.
Yes. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 28. Therefore, I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary and have given Jacob to the
one
curse.
who have not converted.
Yes. And Israel to reproaches.
You see what I'm saying?
He telling you it's two different things here. He said Jacob got the curse, Israel gonna be reproached. That means he gonna be corrected.
He gonna be corrected.
Jacob
he gonna be ashamed.
He gone. He got to convert. Israel, he getting the understanding. Like the elder is saying, is two different people. One carnal, one spiritual. All right.
We're gonna stay in the same chapter too, Elder. Go to verse 1 and 1.
You 43 and 1 or 1 and 1?
Yes, 43 and 1.
Okay.
Thank you.
Isaiah 43:1. But now, thus saith the Lord, that created thee, O Jacob, and that formed thee, O Israel.
He teaching them. He gonna teach that Israel.
2 different nations.
Yes. You can write down Isaiah chapter 8.
48:1. 48:1.
Isaiah 8 and 13 and 14. They calling themselves Israel. It's the spiritual Israel and the carnal Israel, saying that it's Israel.
Yeah.
And we'll get after this. We'll read that.
But now, thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel. Fear not, for I have
Stop being scared. It's coming.
For I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name, and thou art mine. Yes.
He telling you, man. Verse 2.
Verse 2. When thou passest through the waters.
Doctrines being washed.
Washing
of the word, the doctrines. Some people gonna pick up dumb doctrines, dumb waters. Sirach, 2 Ezra 6:48. They're gonna have dumb water, but he's washing you with different doctrines to get the right doctrine. Read.
When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through fire,
people teaching the tongue is fire. James 3 and 5.
Thou shalt not be burned.
Jeremiah 5 and 14. That's the tongue too, through fire.
Neither shall the flame kindle upon thee.
They ain't gonna kindle that mess upon you.
It's a scripture that says the enchantments don't work on Israel. That's what that's talking about. The people gonna come with all of them enticing doctrines, but the people that's got the understanding, they're gonna be like, man, they ain't nothing but trash. It's like, no, brother, I ain't interested.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In Isaiah 43 and verse 1, where it says that God said that he created Jacob.
Yes.
But he formed Israel. So the doctrine, Jacob, God created that doctrine. But out of Jacob came Israel.
Yes.
Another doctrine.
Yes. Okay. That's another doctrine.
Because he created everything. Jacob changed. He keeps saying changed. Formed him. Jacob was one way, then he changed. He killed the old man and became the new man, Israel. That's what that whole thing about him fighting that angel, so-called angel, is about. That's what that's about. He changed from carnal to spiritual.
Spiritual. He forming.
Can we go there?
Go there.
In Genesis 32, where he changed it.
And 28. That's where it's at. Yeah. Unless you want to start earlier, Elder Tobias.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they need to see it. The viewers need to see it.
Oh, yeah.
What is it, 32:24?
You can start there, but it's exactly at 28, but 24.
Okay, wherever you at, I'm not. That's cool. Well, I just read it and then we just read on down.
Because it need that.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day.
Understanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
That day is light. John 8 and 12.
Yes.
To that light, he got the spiritual interpretation. The man he's fighting is the carnal man and the spiritual man within inside himself. They fight each other.
Notice.
Paul
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, El. Paul said he died daily. 1 Corinthians 15:31. Everybody do this. Everybody do this. He gonna fight that carnal man with the spiritual man. I remember a cartoon they used to show back in the day that devil be on one side and the spiritual angel be on the other side on the shoulder. You remember back in the day you used to make that.
They still do it,
and they be listening to the spiritual man. He said, "Love everybody, love everybody." Then the devil say, "Man, he ain't your friend." Then they choose what the devil say do.
Right, exactly.
That's what Jacob doing right now.
Yes. And notice what it said here. It said he was left alone, and he wrestled with a man. There wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. So he was carnal in darkness, ignorant until the breaking of the day. That means he got the understanding whenever he became spiritual. It's real hard to get the understanding if you don't know what the word's saying. Go ahead, Elder.
And he was saying he left alone. See, the thing is, and Christ said he had to get them out of the city to teach them. He had to get away from Laban.
Yes, correct.
Laban believed in those doctrines, those little ornaments and stuff. He believed in that witchcraft stuff. He had to get him away from Laban and everybody else. And he had to find God.
Right.
You got to come out them camps. You got to.
Yes.
But read on, Elder, because it's getting what Elder Tobiah was talking about.
Verse 25. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. Thigh is a
his
bone.
thigh is a bone. The doctrine.
Yes. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint.
You see that way, that doctrine was knocked out the way.
Yes.
His doctrine was knocked out the way.
He didn't believe it no more.
He didn't believe it anymore.
As he wrestled with him. So you know how somebody say, I've been wrestling with this thought that's what's going on. He wrestling with the doctrine. He wrestling with, he's learning how to choose spiritual over carnal. And it's not a natural thing to switch from spiritual to carnal, because you've been taught and raised up in this carnal your whole life. So it's real awkward to try and switch over to start thinking spiritual. So that's what he's wrestling with.
Yes, he's wrestling with his mind.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, he's examining himself.
Yes. Correct.
That Corinthians 13 and 5, he's examining himself.
And he said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And he said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me."
Bless means that he get the commandments.
He gonna get that understanding. He said, I'm not going to give up this carnal unless I get something spiritual in return.
That's right.
And he said unto him, "What is thy name?" What doctrine you got? And he said, "Jacob, carnal, the supplanter." I love this. Yes. And he said, thy name shall be called no more carnal, Jacob.
Right.
But spiritual, Israel.
That's what's about to happen over there. They don't know it yet, but I'm telling you, Nathaniel, I'm telling you, it's in the scriptures. They coming out. 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it's over.
For as a prince has thou power Power mean doctrine. With God.
We know how to weigh the fire.
That's right.
We know how to stop the wind.
That's
we know
right.
how to perform the fire. We know how to raise the dead. We know how to give sight to the blind. We know how to open up their ears so they can not be deaf anymore. We know how to cure leprosy.
Yeah.
We know how to walk on water.
That's right.
We know how to do all these things.
Yes.
Watch out.
Look out.
We're going to enjoy this. We know how to do all those things.
Yes. And you're not capable of. You don't even know.
We know how to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
That's right.
Watch out, boy. 2024, I got your license in my hand. But you know what the Most High say? No, destroy Jezebel first.
Yes. Yes.
Nathaniel, IUIC Atlanta, I can destroy your license anytime. Read.
For as a prince hast thou power with God. You got the spiritual doctrine and with men. You understand both doctrine and has prevailed. You have prevailed over that carnal doctrine with your spiritual understanding.
Yes.
The prince, that's a prince.
Yes. Yes.
That's a prince.
Yes.
Prince.
It's a teacher.
Yes, that's a teacher. You are a prophet. Yes, that's right. You got a prophet with the doctrine of God. That's what he's telling you. That's what it's saying.
That's it. That's it. Okay.
Move on Hosea.
What Hosea what? Isaiah.
The one with
Isaiah.
Okay. Where was we at?
Isaiah 43.
Oh, you want to go? You want to go back there? That's for you, right?
42. Yeah, that's for him. Was it 40? Okay. Where was you at? 42 or 43, Elder?
It was 43. At 42.
That's 43.
42.
Well, what verse was it? Can y'all remember?
1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you
go that's it. Okay. Yes. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1. But now, thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee. He was formed whenever he transferred from carnal to spiritual. And formed thee, O Israel. He was formed. We just read how he got formed from Jacob to Israel.
He forming up his house. His house being built. His spiritual house. His temple.
Yes. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. The name he just said. He got the prince that's got power with God. Thou art mine, meaning you got the power of God. You got the doctrine.
Go to 45 and verse 4.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and for Israel, mine elect. He chose Israel. He gonna have mercy on Jacob, but he gonna choose Israel.
The spiritual man.
I have even called thee by thy name.
Spiritual.
Yes.
Surname you, I surname you.
And surname you, change your doctrine. Though thou hast not known me.
That's us.
And that's what's happening. These people starting to get the understanding. As time goes by, as these videos keep coming out, these people getting this understanding. Israel is they translating every time you see these videos and it start making more and more sense. You can't stick with that carnal garbage, that trash. You can't deal with it. It just don't. Once you got perfect understanding of what it's talking about, somebody come up in there and start talking foolishness to you. You just sit there. You just like, look, man, I can't listen to that foolishness, man. Y'all sound like a bunch of fools out here cheerleading one another.
Yeah, what they gonna find out? They prostitutes. I'm telling you straight up.
So where you going next?
That's the elder Dubai. Okay. Go stand out. Stand out. Say that was good, Elder Dubai. I appreciate that. Go to Isaiah 48:1.
Yeah, that's the one.
Because they keep calling themselves Israel.
Yeah.
They keep calling it, and you're dumb as a rock and you're a prostitute on the street.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, when I get that megahorn, my boy's coming out there. And that's what we're going to call you. I'm telling you.
Hey, you know, I'm from Waycross, Georgia. They don't call them prostitutes. They call them streetwalkers. The boys streetwalkers out there, man.
Yeah, streetwalkers. We're going to get it out the Bible.
Come on, man.
I love you. I don't know what else to tell you, brother.
You keep saying the streets.
Brother, I don't know what to tell you, but the Bible calling you a prostitute. He's calling you. I don't even like to use that word.
Yeah, but he ain't talking about no woman. He talking about them.
No, you talking about y'all, brother. We gonna get it out the precepts.
Isaiah chapter 48, verse 1. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob.
Jacob, not Israel.
Which are called by the name of Israel.
Y'all calling each other. We Israel. You're not Israel.
It's strong and wrong, man.
You don't even know about crossing the Jordan. You don't know about Jordan is the doctrine. You got to cross over Jordan first. You got to kill the old man to have peace. That's the doctrine of peace. Jordan. John the Baptist was baptizing people in the river Jordan. He was teaching peace.
Yes.
That's what River Jordan means.
River is water.
It's water.
That's a doctrine.
They don't even know it. That's the doctrine of peace. Jordan. That's what he was teaching. Baptizing people in that doctrine. But continue reading. I love y'all. But that's the reason why Nathaniel ran. He know the deal.
Yes.
And can lie. And the rest of them prostitutes. Read that.
And are come forth out of the waters of Judah.
Those doctrines out of Judah. Judah.
We left Judah. We left Judah. Israel came out of Judah. He rejected that Carnal. Which swear by the name of the Lord.
We follow Christ. That's right. Strong and wrong.
Yeah.
Read on.
And make mention of the God of Israel.
That's right. IUIC. We follow Christ. That's right. A fool, a prostitute on the street. Read that, man.
But not in truth nor in righteousness.
You don't have the truth. The truth is a spiritual interpretation. Go to Zechariah 8:3. It's a doctrine. We deal with doctrines over here, man. And souls. Help me. Help. Somebody help me, please. This is the truth.
Zechariah chapter 8, verse 3. Thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion.
Stop. Zion is a spiritual interpretation nation. If we have time, I get a precept for it. Read.
And will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem.
That doctrine is where he dwell. He don't dwell in the earth. He dwell in this spiritual interpretation, the earthly carnal interpretation. Daniel chapter 4, verse 35, he hate the earth, the carnal interpretation. He created the earth, the world. It's three ways you can break down earth. The earth, which is the world, and the carnal interpretation is the earth. That's what it's talking. And also the earth, you're walking on the planet. He don't dwell in that mess. He dwell in the spiritual interpretation of the planet earth. Read.
And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth.
Jerusalem is the truth.
Yes.
That's the truth. The Zion got the spiritual interpretation. People got the truth. Read.
And the mountain
nation mean the congregation
of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain.
The holy congregation.
Yes.
So we get this one too. I mentioned that Isaiah 8 and 13 and 14. Then we're gonna go back to Proverbs so they can see that they're prostitutes. Then we're gonna get precept to prove it that they're prostitutes to back it up some more. I love y'all, but get off the street. Stop whoring around.
Mm-hmm. You said start at 13?
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 13. Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself.
By the washing of the word.
And let him be your fear. And let him be your dread.
See that?
That's the only thing you need to be concerned with.
Yep.
And he shall be for a sanctuary. But for a stone of stumbling. And for a rock.
Because the spiritual interpretation, it's going to be a stumbling for both sides for a while. Read.
And for a rock of offense to both the house of Israel, both the houses of Israel.
See that? Both the houses of Israel. So we had to go through, purge out that mess to get the spiritual interpretation. A lot of y'all just ain't going to change. I'm sorry.
Stone and rock mean doctrine. Stone and rock means doctrine.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a doctrine of stumbling and a doctrine of offense to both houses of Israel. So it's talking about a doctrine.
Christ is the rock. Christ is the rock. Like Elder Stephen said, Exodus chapter 21 and 18.
1 Peter 2:5 as well. For a gin is something that you snare an animal with. And for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
See, we just read that about Jerusalem, the truth,
the doctrine.
So let's go the doctrine. So go back to Proverbs 7, because and read verse 4 again, because we're gonna go back to it. We're gonna break it down. But y'all have to realize that Jacob is the stranger. Stranger is anybody that don't know this spiritual interpretation. That's a stranger. We would want stranger. Abraham was a stranger. He was a pilgrim, a stranger in the land. He was a stranger.
Isaac was a stranger.
Yes.
Jacob was a stranger in Laban's land.
Yes.
He didn't know that man doctrine until he got taught it. Moses was a stranger when he came up on the priest of Midian.
Yes.
He was teaching the Egyptian doctrine. That man had the doctrine of Midian. He was estranged to that doctrine. So the stranger he's talking about is the people who don't understand the spiritual doctrine. That's what most people out here is strangers. He ain't talking about the carnal seed of Abraham no more. They broke that covenant. The covenant is gone. That old covenant is gone. He talking about the new covenant with Christ. Everybody can get it.
Everybody.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. Verse 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman.
Keep that doctrine.
From the stranger.
That person don't know that doctrine is wicked. Keep that person away from that doctrine. That woman, read.
Which flattereth with her words.
Now you, that stranger on the street, flattering your mouth with that doctrine.
Yes.
You're a prostitute. Read on.
Yeah. For at the window of my house, I look through my casement.
Your window is your eyes. You the house. You're looking through it. The window is out your mind also. You're looking through it. This understanding. At this doctrine, using this doctrine.
Casement mean your mind.
Yes. Write down Judges 5 and 8. That's a deep precept. I go over that probably if you need to on the side. Yeah.
Verse 7. And beheld among the simple ones.
The people that simps, they call them simps right in front of their face. You're simple. You're carnal. Read on. We're going to see who's simple doing this on the street like a whore. Read.
I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding.
He pimping you, boy.
You ain't got no sense.
You a prostitute. You being prostituted by this man.
Yeah.
Read. We read Hosea 12 and 10. A similitude.
Yes.
Stop that right there, Elder. Go to Deuteronomy 4 and 14. It's old folks over here.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 14. And the Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments.
The spiritual interpretation, what they actually mean. Kill don't mean murder. It's a time to kill. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. It's the time to kill the old person in yourself.
Yes.
To be born again. Because you die daily. You have to kill that old man, that old person every day. That's a time to kill. I don't know what y'all was talking about some go out there and murder somebody. God is in the Apocrypha say, I give no man a license
to kill.
To sin. A license to kill. A license to sin. He don't go to highway. Read on.
That ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it.
Possess is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 1, Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 1. You have to read both of those chapters. That means your spirit pouring out on them, your good spirit pouring out on them to possess them with that spirit what God put on you, that you love them, you want to pour it out on them, that love and kindness spirit that you got. That's what they need to be possessed with, so they won't kill each other.
Right. It ain't talking about putting nobody, it ain't talking about putting nobody in slavery. That ain't what the definition of that word is.
No, it don't mean that. You put your hands on me, you're going to have a problem. You put your hands on that white man, you're going to have a problem too. Or you put your hands on that black man, you're going to have a problem. Read.
Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves.
Take heed to yourselves. You better listen. Read.
For ye saw.
Heed is works. Take their good works unto yourself. He said, do the works of Abraham. Read.
For ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire.
Now, Moses is the midst of fire. We can break all this down, but we're going to get to the point.
Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image.
That's what it is. Chapter 20, verse 2 through 1 through 5. Now they molten image. It's somebody else.
About no statue. It ain't talking about no statue. No. It's a man. An image is a man. A man with a doctrine. The similitude of any figure.
Now this person on the street is a similitude to this figure that was reading about.
Yeah. He gave him the doctrine.
that prostitute.
Yes.
Read.
The likeness of male or female.
Go back, because they about to be a similitude to this female.
Yes.
Because this doctrine is in them, right? Go back to where we were. Proverbs chapter. You're a similitude to a prostitute.
Yes.
How long? Because we're going to show you what you're doing on the street too.
Yes. And beheld among the simple ones. I discern among the youths a young man void of understanding.
No, a young girl.
No, a young man.
It's a girl.
No.
The girl is a prostitute, ain't she? A woman, a prostitute, ain't?
This is a young man. It's very clear. It's saying young man.
Okay, Elder. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your correction, Elder.
See, you had some error there, but it's talking about
Yes, sir.
men, young men.
Okay. Okay, young men. Gotcha, Elder.
Void
you,
of
Elder.
understanding.
They dumb.
Right.
Read.
Verse 8. Passing through the street near her corner.
Don't they go on the corner?
Yes.
They prostitute. He got that doctrine in him. Everybody past him. He on the corner.
Yes.
Read on.
And he went the way to her house.
What's the way? That doctrine.
Yes.
Of that. You see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't take the highway. He took another way. He took the low way. He on the street,
right.
girl.
Byway.
Hey.
He on the byway.
Yeah.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriend. Do you know you in the Bible? Do you know in the Bible? My bishop say you in the Bible. He my pimp. Nathaniel my pimp and Kalai my pimp. Read on.
In the twilight.
Mm-hmm.
In the evening.
Y'all don't have no understanding over that. Y'all don't have no understanding. You're in the dark. Read.
In the black and dark night.
Stop. So this doctrine is black, right? We got to break down black. Go to Psalm Solomon 1 and 5, because we're gonna tell some folks up today.
Nah, man, you can't go there, man. That's they believe hard on that one.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see.
They've been rolling with this one a long time.
Well, I don't believe in prostitutes. That's what they call them. That's what the Most High call them. No, I'm sorry. I don't like using that word. But Colossians chapter 3, verse 5, he says, shame them. Mortify means to shame them that dwell upon the earth. Can't understand. So I'm ashamed you, and I'm going to laugh at you. Solomon was writing about a doctrine, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
He writing a doctrine right here. He writing about a doctrine right here. Now, do you see the you don't see the subtitle?
You want me to read
there?
it? Oh, yeah, I got
the subtitle. Yeah, bring the subtitle. Get the subtitle. Get the subtitle. Because we want to know who wrote the Song of Solomon.
Also.
Who wrote the Song of Solomon?
A Song of Songs, which is Solomon's.
So he the one singing this song. He wrote it, right? We going away to find this. He wrote this, right?
I can read all the way down, and then that way you see it's a woman he talking about.
Yes, but keep reading. Because it's some right here. You're going to see it. He said every idle word. Then the Most High say that?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna see this idle word.
Let him kiss me. That let you know.
Elder, we saw that right there. Solomon telling another man to kiss him.
No, brother. No. No. That let you know it's a woman. You just read the precept for it in Proverbs 7, a woman of doctrine.
Again, is Solomon, because if Solomon gay, hey,
no. Right.
The Bible, brother, who wrote the Song of Solomon?
Solomon did.
So Solomon telling carnally thinking, he telling the man to kiss him.
I doubt that. They can't explain that part. That's why he reads the first verse to tell you it coming from Solomon. He skipped all the rest of them verses and go to 5. That's right.
Somebody like that. His Song of Solomon wrote the Bible. He said, kiss me. He telling the man to kiss him carnally. He's writing about a doctrine.
Yes.
Right? He wrote about Proverbs about a doctrine.
Yes.
He writing about a doctrine right here that's dumb.
Yeah.
Read.
Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth.
His doctrine.
For thy love is better than wine.
Micah 2:11. Wine is doctrine.
That's doctrine.
You got good wine, that's doctrine.
So and the mouth is a person's teaching. So this doctrine is asking for Solomon to give him understanding. That's what it's saying. Flat out.
Yes. The
now,
man is a master poet.
You can weigh the fire however you want it. You can weigh the fire as whether or not Solomon was homosexual, or is Solomon talking about a doctrine asking for wisdom.
It don't make no difference to us. Because
right.
Christ said he rather for you to be in the day of Sodom than these days. That letting you know they're going to have a better chance to get the kingdom than you.
That's right.
Don't play with us, Nathaniel. It's over. I got an Atlanta license in my hand, but I'm going to tell Jezebel up. The Most High sent us to take care of that doctrine. We're going to destroy that doctrine. That's what we after. Your license is nothing to get rid of, boy. Nothing. Read on.
Because of the savor of thy good ointments.
Stop. The spiritual interpretation ain't ointments, oil.
Yes.
Read.
Thy name is as ointment. Name is as
doctrine.
Ointment. Yes.
John 1:1. Revelation 19:13. The word of God.
Poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee.
Virgins are doctrines that's new,
in development.
Yes, they have not been defiled.
Yes.
Read on. We're going to break that down to
verse 4. Draw me. Pick me
out the water.
Pick me
out of the water, out of the doctrines.
Yes. We will run after thee. The king have brought me into his chambers. That's his mind. Yeah, that's his mind. His mind. His doctrine.
That's what he lying with. He lying down. He's lying down with that doctrine in his mind.
We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. That's that doctrine. The righteous people doctrine. Love the doctrine. Now here it comes. Verse 5. I am black.
But
comely. So he's been meaning it's attractive. The doctrine attractive, but it's wicked. Just like Rachel.
Yes.
Just like
the thing, doctrine.
Yes.
We gonna rule the king. We sons of God and never prostitutes. Read on, man.
Yes. O ye daughters of Jerusalem. So it's the new developed doctrine is comparing itself to the righteous doctrines of Jerusalem.
Yes.
As the tents of Kedar.
The house that they under being taught the Kedar, like the tents of the doctrines of Kedar. The tents are houses, aren't they? They dom too.
As the curtains of Solomon. Curtains are garments. Okay.
That's on that
comely.
House.
So they're saying, okay, so we can give y'all the full understanding of what it said. It's saying, I am black. I'm stupid. However, I'm comely. Okay, meaning I'm popular. People like this doctrine. He's saying, as the daughters of Jerusalem. He popular as the doctrines of Jerusalem because people are starting to pick up this doctrine and they're attracted to it. As the tents of Kedar, that's a popular doctrine, even though it's not righteous. As the curtains doctrines of Solomon, the Proverbs of Solomon are very popular. That's what it's telling. Even though this doctrine in development is done because Solomon ain't gave it the understanding yet. It's asking him to draw it, okay, to give it the understanding.
This going on in his mind.
Yes.
Solomon, yeah. And let's go to to prove the point that's black is this ignorance. Ephesians. Now we're black over here. There's a lot of black folk. We mixed over here. There's a lot of different cultures over here, elders of Israel.
Yeah.
We don't hate anybody.
Right.
Okay. We don't get into that race thing over here. Stay where you are. If you watching us, if you racist, if you can't be purged out of that, change the channel because we moving on. We're not into that stuff. But black means ignorance. Again, I'm I'm not black, I'm brown, but my race, as people label me as being black, I love black. Okay? But we get the definition of what black means. Go to Ephesians 4:18.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 18. Having the understanding darkened.
That's black, ain't it?
Okay,
stupid.
Being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness. Another word.
You're blind. You're dark. That's what it means. That's all it means. Their mind.
Yes.
You are dumb in your mind.
Yes.
That's what he's saying about this doctrine.
Yes.
Again, was Solomon kissing a man?
No.
No. He's talking about this doctrine. We're adults over here.
Yes.
Go to John 1, chapter 1 and verse 1. I have many more. I probably got, honestly, about 20 other precepts. But we're going to get 2 and move on because we got a big class. John 1 and 1.
John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
See that?
And the same was in the beginning with God.
We're going to go to verse 5.
All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life.
Life.
And the life was the light of men.
Not dog. Not black. Not black. No black.
The light, sir.
Okay.
The light,
sir.
The
light. Oh, okay. Not dog. Okay.
The light, sir.
Oh, thank you, Elder. Thank you. Sometimes that Jacob get in me. I appreciate it, brother.
Yes. And the light shineth in darkness.
So that doctrine that Solomon writing about was dark, black, dawn.
Yes. And the darkness comprehended it not. That's means
what
stupid.
That's what that doctor was talking about. Solomon was a master. Now, anybody.
Right. Yes.
I'm talking about anybody on this planet Earth want to debate elders of Israel. You can't.
They don't want to mess with that. They're going to go ahead and keep it moving. Let me give you one right here. Just show a little bit about them. Read that for me, Elder Misha.
Micah chapter 3, verse 6. Therefore night shall be unto you.
Night and dark and shadow and blind. All those stuff means ignorance. Read.
That ye shall not have a vision.
A vision, a doctrine. Okay, you ain't gonna have no understanding. You ain't gonna have the light, wisdom. Like we just read, Christ had the wisdom. He had the light. He was the life and the light out of darkness. Read.
And it shall be dark unto you.
You gonna be stupid. You not gonna understand the new doctrine. That's what it's saying. Read.
That ye shall not divine.
You ain't gonna be able to put forth a doctrine where people can understand what you saying. You ain't gonna have the truth with you. Read.
And the sun shall go down over the prophets.
The sun is the light, wisdom. Ecclesiastes 7:11. The sun is wisdom.
Yes.
It's gonna go down on the prophet, meaning it's gonna be dark.
They're gonna be dumb.
And the day shall be dark over them.
See that? He's telling you, them people gonna be stupid. Dark means ignorant. Dark means ignorant. So when that thing says, I am black, it's saying I am ignorant. Carnally, it's saying black or whatever, if that's what you want to believe. But we gave you 2, better yet 3 precepts to show you when the Most High in his language is speaking about black, dark, night, blind, shadow. He's talking about ignorance.
That's all it's saying. We're beautiful over it. Black is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, black is beautiful. The race black is beautiful.
But it ain't got nothing to do with salvation.
It ain't got nothing to do with salvation. Let's get the definition of a daughter, because we're gonna go back to it. Go to Proverbs in a little while, Elder. So we broke down what Black Song of Solomon is talking about. Okay? Go to Genesis chapter.
I had another. I don't know if you got Job 30 and 30 for black definition as well.
Job 30 and 30.
Yes.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah, we got that. Yeah,
I'm
we got
sorry.
that. No, you're fine. You're fine, Elder. You're fine.
You want to go to it?
If you don't mind, Elder. Yeah, we got that. But we're gonna break that down, because I really just want to break down 2. We'll go to it. But I want to give out this daughter first, if you don't mind, Elder. You mind?
Not at all. Not at all. I just saw it and it hit right on the spot that you were saying.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. We well aware. All praise to the Most High, Elder.
We're gonna get to it.
We're gonna get to it. Right after this one, okay, Elder? Go to Genesis 34 and 13. Yes, ma'am. Now, this is when Jacob, because the woman is a doctrine, right? We got that.
Yes.
This is when when Dinah was ravished, whatever, okay? And we're going to prove that it's a doctrine.
Yes.
Okay. What man will give his daughter to a man that his daughter just been raped carnally?
I tell you what.
I'm going to get my shot. I'm going to get my shotgun.
All of them would have died. No, bro. You just gonna take our sister and my daughter, and you just go ahead and take her, and ain't none of us gonna say nothing? I think not.
I think not. No, I'm just kidding about the shotgun, because that'll never happen.
Right.
But the thing is this: what carnal man will allow that to happen?
Ain't no way. Just ain't gonna happen.
So read that. So we're gonna prove it right here. What was Dinah? Read that.
Genesis chapter 34, verse 13. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully. And deceitfully. That means he's lying, right? Because he had defiled Dinah, their sister.
Their doctrine. Keep reading, and it's going to come out.
And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised.
In the mind, Jeremiah 4 and 4, Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 16 through 20, you have to be circumcised in the mind.
Yes.
Read.
For that were a reproach unto us. That's against our beliefs. We can't give our doctrine to somebody who uneducated.
Can't do it. It's embarrassing to us. Read.
But in this will we consent unto you.
And this will, the commandments, Psalms 40 verse 8, read.
If ye will be as we
be circumcised in your mind like us. Read.
That every male of you be circumcised.
Read.
He ain't talking about cutting off your foreskin, guys. That ain't what he talking about. That's a token.
No.
A token.
It's a token. The male is different doctrines. Let's hold up, Elder. You have female doctrines. Then you have male doctrines. Those boys absolutely represents doctrines.
Yes.
Okay. We'll have a class about it if somebody, they put it in the comments and we'll break it down. Just like Abram's name was changed. He's a father of many nations. Abraham, his name was changed from Abram to Abraham. First, he had a doctrine on this level. When Melchizedek doctrine came about in Genesis chapter 14, verse 18, he became Abraham after that in Genesis chapter down the road. I say that down the road. When he formed that doctrine together, his doctrine, he's just like your policy is your doctrine, your living doctrine. That's what it is. Read.
Then will we give our daughters unto you.
Our doctrines, once you get circumcised in your mind like us, read.
And will take your daughters to us.
Because we still developing these doctrines, what you learning, we'll share this understanding with one another. Read. With doctrines.
Also, when you bring your daughters, it's whenever you put your oblation on the altar, okay? So you bring your daughter to the altar. The priest is going to take your oblation. He going to take 2 or 3 precepts to make it righteous. All right? So in the end, it's going to be scrutinized according to God. All right? And we will dwell with you.
Dwell in that understanding.
And we will become one people.
Now, these are the 12 progenitors telling those people that y'all gonna be our people like we're your people too. Israel.
Yes.
That's what it's saying. Read on, Elder.
But if ye will not hearken unto us.
Listen to us.
To be circumcised. He just said, listen to be circumcised. Listen, learn our doctrine to become circumcised. He just said it.
He just said it. In your mind.
Yes.
Read.
Then will we take our daughter.
Stop. That's singular. Then we will take our doctrine. Dino. That's singular. Then we will take our daughter. What is saying? The boys are saying our daughter. Is Dina their sister or their daughter? What is it? Who had her?
Right.
Jacob did.
Yes.
So now they calling her their daughter. Not that's a typo.
No, ain't no typo. Not a typo. Very clear.
I see, Elder Bishop smiling. Hey, the elders over here throwing lightning bolts.
Yes. Yes.
Read on.
And we will be gone.
We will be gone. We're going to take our doctrine, which is our sister, which is our daughter. Let me get Elder, let me get one more, Elder. Go to Leviticus 19:34. Do not prostitute thy daughter. You think Jacob gonna break that law right now? I think not. So I want to go to Uriah. That one is 2 Samuel chapter 12 to prove 2 Samuel 12.
Which
And
verse?
Started. I want to get to the point because I want to bring up what the elder want. You're going to have to read verse 1. You got to do the parable, elder, because that's what. Yeah.
You talking about when Nathan came to him, or whenever Uriah came to him?
Nathan, verse 1.
2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, there were 2 men in one city.
2 men.
One rich,
David,
and the other poor.
There Uriah.
The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds.
Many people following him. The flocks of my pastures are men. Ezekiel 34 and 31.
But the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb.
One ewe lamb. Let's see who this ewe lamb is.
Which he had bought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him.
He bought with understanding, buying and selling with that understanding, convincing that understanding, teaching, learning. He buying and sell. When you buy it, he's teaching, he buying it. Right now, Acts chapter 20, verse 28, he purchased with his own blood. That's the doctrine. He purchased with his own doctrine. And he nourished it up. He developed it. Read.
And with his children.
Followers.
Did y'all ever hear of Bathsheba having children other than with David? So that means something else.
It means something else.
Because Uriah had no children with Bathsheba in the Bible.
None.
So what it's talking about? Y'all see that?
Follow.
It ain't talking about no actual woman. It did eat of his own meat.
Spiritual interpretation.
And drink of his own cup.
Vessel.
And
his own understanding. The Bible said, do not drink out of any man's cistern, any other man, in any man's cistern. Man is a beast. Ecclesiastes 3 and 18. Don't drink that understanding from him. Don't intake that understanding when he's a man, a beast. Read, carnal.
And lay in his bosom.
1 Peter 1 and 13, bosom is the mind.
And was unto him as a daughter.
A daughter. That doctrine was like to him as a daughter. We just broke down what a daughter is, a doctrine. Anytime it's a female in the Bible, it's a doctrine. But that's all I needed, elder. But I wanted to go to and right now, Sirach chapter 15, verse 1.
Hold tight,
also viewers.
Hold tight. It's crazy, man. These people, man, I'm telling you, y'all, I'm here to tell y'all so that y'all understand. These people are trying. They're trying everything they can to figure out what we talking about. This thing done turned the world upside down. Y'all really don't understand the power of this doctrine. All right? The power of this doctrine is causing people, to look at the Bible in a different way. Okay? These people, they don't know where what we saying coming from. They ain't never heard it before. The powers that be is looking at this thing and they sitting there saying to themselves, my God, where did they get that from? Because they never thought of it that way. Because he said he gonna use the foolishness of preaching. He ain't gonna use no big time scholar and all that stuff. None of us ain't amount to nothing in life in comparison to them people. We nobodies. They sitting there saying, how in the world could these people know this stuff? How could they know that? We got the best scholars. We done went and we done scrubbed the Bible, and then this man come up here, start teaching this thing, and people sitting up there like, man, I see it, but I don't know why I see it like that. How come we never saw that? So people gonna be working hard to try and figure out what we don't. So,
I think Elder want to go to the Job 30 and 30.
Okay, we'll go.
Because I think we got to understand the doctrine now. The daughter, okay?
You still there, Elder Sharon?
Elder Sharon.
She's still there?
I think she's on mute.
Okay.
We'll go to it then. Yeah, that's what she wants.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry.
For a minute there, I thought you had forgotten about us.
No.
I appreciate your patience, Elder Sharon.
No. Thank you. Thanks for taking a look at it. It just popped, but that's why.
I'm an old man. If I don't get it out, I forget. Read that, Elder, if you can.
Job chapter 30, verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
Upon me. Okay.
And my bones are burned with heat.
He being tormented right now, and I'm gonna show you why. Right now, he's fighting himself. Job is staying faithful to himself right now. Now, he had 3 different doctors. Remember, 3 daughters. And I'm gonna prove the reason why he said my skin is black upon me. Go to Job, just a few scriptures up. I'm gonna get it. That's 17. Now this man was the man of the East. He was the richest man of the East, right? With his understanding, right? Remember, he was the man of the East. He had the East wind. But some things you still gonna fight that man daily, right?
Yes.
Job chapter 30, verse 17. My bones are pierced in me in the night season.
See, sometimes that's the season when he was fighting the old man, the old person in him.
Night season. That? Night means ignorant. Night means ignorant.
You see that?
And my sinew take no rest.
See?
Now bones
He's fighting.
And sinew are both talking about doctrines. Y'all know what bones mean.
Yes. Verse 18. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Ed.
We got them at the bottom of the screen. Verse 18. By the great force of my disease is my garment changed.
See, Mark chapter 1, verse 32. I'm saying Mark chapter 1, verse 32. It's a spiritual disease he's fighting with. You know, when you even though y'all got this east wind doctrine, y'all developing it now. Even when you get it, if you don't teach, you notice we start over here, we teach meat. Y'all notice that? We teach people meat. We teach them 3 ways how to break it down. These boys wasn't doing this. So Job trying to figure out what happened. So he's not down things. He just wrestling with himself right now. I say that. You understand? And it's if okay. Drop down. You got something else. Drop down to 22.
Okay, well, I'll let you go ahead and finish it, and then we'll add something when I get through. Verse 22. Thou liftest me up to the wind.
See that? Stop. Go to Ephesians 14. Now he trying to figure out what went wrong, the reason why his congregation left. Because they didn't actually been murdered by the Most High. They actually died walking stupid now.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro
That's what's happening to him.
And carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Read.
By the sleight of men, that's deception.
The Chaldeans came, the Sabians came.
And cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. See there?
See, so when you go back, Job's still fighting himself because of that. Go back to 22. Job 30 and 22.
Thou liftest me up to the wind, the doctrine. So up.
The doctrine.
Thou causest me to ride upon it, and dissolvest my substance.
My doubt. Now, it's just like we go through in life right now. We are all holy people over here. Why did my brother just had an operation? Why did I have 2 nephews die within the last 3 months? You see that? This is what Job going through. You see that? Why did one of my relatives die? One of the sisters in our congregation? This is what he going through. Why these things happening to me? So Job is still a man. You see that? Why is my wife over there in another country right now? I'm holding, I'm doing what God say do. Why I can't pay my bills right now? Why is no food in the house? I'm doing everything what the Most High tell me to do. Still stay on that path, and that's what Job was going through right there. So you see, jump to 26 to prove that.
Right, and after that, can we please go to? I know we jumped from one to another, but about the skin, and it makes a perfect way to describe it and to prove what it's saying. It's Romans 8 and 1. 1 and 2.
We gonna get that too, because we gonna clean up this because this Job 30 and 26 is a stumbling block. It's a stumbling block for people. This is a stronghold. Okay, they done put the stronghold of Job 30 and 30 to make people think that it's talking about
color on
somebody's skin. But skin means something else. And we're getting ready to break that down here in a second.
Job just trying to figure things out. What happened? But we know what happened, right? He put ass and oxes, what an ass and oxes was teaching. Remember?
Yes.
He tried to figure out what the world. Well, he did everything right. So now he going not total. To understand, he said, "Wait a minute, I did according to what everything." But thou shalt not plant ass and ox together.
Right. Yes.
Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now go ahead.
Verse 26. It say no jot, no tittle, right? So they had the ass and oxes teaching people. That's the reason why he confounded right now. What happened? Okay.
Verse 26. When I looked for good, then evil came unto me.
You see that?
Yeah.
Y'all see that? Because you had ass and oxes teaching, Job.
Yes. And when I waited for light, there came darkness.
He couldn't understand what the world was going on. I was an upright man. But Job, he was dealing with issues too.
Verse 27. My bowels boiled.
What's your bowels?
Mine.
Yes. First Peter 1:13. And rested not.
See what I'm saying? He find that old person in him. Read.
The days of affliction prevented me. He just said it.
To understand, he could figure out what the work. Because Job has ass and oxes teaching your congregation.
Yes.
And it was something else that I saw. he was dealing with too. It was something else. I think it was pride. But that answer your question there, Elder. And I
she
think
get ready to go into the skin, because she wanted to go to Romans to let you know, because the part that they don't give you the understanding of, all they care about is that word black, right? But they don't give you that word right there. Skin. That word skin means something else. All right. As long as you don't know what skin's talking about, you thinking carnal. Again, you got the novel way of reading it, you got the carnal interpretation, and you got the spiritual interpretation. The carnal interpretation, the skin he's talking about is this specific flesh that covers your body, right?
Yes.
That's the interpretation that they're giving you. But the most people don't know that skin does not mean that in God's language. He don't call skin this what you talking about. He calls skin something else. So where you wanted to go? You wanted to go to Romans 8:1, Elder Sharon?
Skin is a doctrine.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Romans 8:1. Okay, let me get there.
So we find out a daughter is doctrine. A woman is a doctrine. And these what these kids got in their head. That doctrine, they behaving like that doctrine on the street. Loud. And it's going to break it down when we get back to Proverbs chapter 7.
Romans 8:1. There is therefore no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not in the flesh, but after the Spirit. So it's specifically talking about walking after the flesh, meaning the carnal understanding.
The carnal understanding.
Because it's comparing that flesh to the Spirit. Yes. There's
and
another.
That's the skin. Not after the skin, that doctrine.
That's right. Because it's also in John 6. Hold on. So you can see it ain't talking about the flesh y'all talking about. The flesh he talking about, the skin he's talking about is a different type of flesh. He's talking about your wisdom. Read that for me, Elder Misha, if you would.
John chapter 6, verse 51. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh.
You know that bread is wisdom. That's Sirach 15:3 tell you bread is wisdom. And Matthew 4:4, bread is wisdom. He's saying wisdom is his flesh. The word flesh, skin, flesh, that's talking about wisdom. All right. He said he gave his wisdom. Read on.
Which I will give for the life of the world.
So he gave his understanding so that we can live. All right. That's what he's saying. He said he gave his understanding, the wisdom that the Most High told him to teach the world. He gave that so that we can have life. All right. He gave it to the world. He gave it to us with carnal understanding. He gave us his understanding so that we can understand the Most High's doctrine and live. Y'all see that? So now whenever you go back to, because these are what you're dealing with these stumbling blocks and strongholds that these people using with their racist doctrine to tell you a black person better than a white person. Or whatever they using in order to give you the understanding that one person is better than another person, when the Most High say he ain't got no respect of persons. Right? So he's saying, if y'all got my doctrine, y'all all got the same inheritance. If you got the doctrine. So whenever they use the black skin of Job that they say is talking about his skin color in order to confuse the people. But you got this verse right here as well. So you can know what skin actually is. Read this for me, Elder.
Genesis 25:25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
Mm-hmm.
And they called his name Esau.
So it's saying the man's skin was red, but he comparing his skin with a garment.
Yes.
What's a garment? So we
doctrine.
So that you can see. It ain't talking about Job's skin color. It's talking about his doctrine is black.
Doctrine.
So we gonna go to
Isaiah. And I'm gonna touch on that. You remember when Jesus was walking through the town and someone touched the border, the hem of his garment?
Yes.
It's not talking about his carnal clothes. No. They touched his doctrine. When they touched that doctrine, he looked back and he knew some of that energy left being because somebody got the understanding.
Somebody got the understanding.
They had got the understanding. He didn't have to. Could you imagine when you try so hard to teach someone this and no one understands you? There's somebody touch it, you say, "Oh, I feel so much better." Somebody believe what I'm talking about.
Yes. Somebody finally figuring it out.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, he's saying the light bulb came on. That's what he's saying. Yeah. The light bulb came on for that person.
You don't have to use that energy as much as hard because you saying somebody understand what you saying. Finally.
Yes.
I'm not crazy.
Yes. Yeah. So y'all can see what these garments and coverings and all that other stuff, because they're saying skin. You just called Esau's skin a garment, a red and hairy garment. His red skin is red and hairy garment. All right. Read that for me, Elder Misha.
Isaiah 61:10. I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God. For he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation.
Garments of salvation, that's a doctrine. All right.
That's a doctrine.
Read.
He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness.
Robe of righteousness, that's a doctrine. Y'all see that? Read.
As a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments. And as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels.
So he's comparing those garments with precious stones. All right. All of those things are doctrines. So when you go back to Job, right, we've already established that black means ignorance. Black means ignorance. We're not saying black people are ignorant. That's not what we're saying.
Black people are very smart people. Very smart people. I want to stress that too. Black people are very smart people. Very smart people.
But in the context of what we're reading in the translation from carnal to spiritual, which is the doctrine you must know in order to get salvation, black means ignorance.
Yes.
So when he says in Job 30:30, my skin, he's saying skin is his doctrine. Skin translates to doctrine. Is black ignorant? Again, the elder said the man got an ass plowing with a ox and an ass plowing together.
Everybody don't left him. Everybody don't left and say, wait a minute, what's going on? The understanding is upon me. That's what he said. I'm confounded right now. I did everything. I think I thought everything.
Yes. Right.
I thought I did everything right. What happened?
Exactly. Yeah. And then it says that his bones are burned with heat. His doctrine. Okay. His doctrine ain't effective. He's trying to figure out why it was that he failed.
Yes.
Right? That's all he's saying. He's trying to figure out what he said. He's not saying I'm the black man and the black man gonna rise, in the latter days, and he gonna be, a superhero and all that other stuff. That ain't what that's what those guys, they making it up. They making that stuff up.
Yes.
You can't go and teach people something that you cannot back up with the scriptures. And so we gave y'all several scriptures to make sure that y'all see what it's talking about. Don't get caught up in that racist thing. about only black people gonna get the kingdom and all that other stuff. And listen, that stuff ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's getting ready to be a situation that's getting ready to occur where you gonna have to depend on everybody. You ain't gonna be sitting there saying, well, I don't want to take that food from them because they white. You ain't gonna be saying that. Trust me.
No.
You're gonna be trying to get whatever nourishment you can from anybody that'll give it to you. Don't let these men get y'all toe up to the point where y'all get marked for hating white folks and you say, well, I ain't gonna go to them to get what I need. And then, but the guy who you love, so he ain't doing nothing for you. He ain't got no food bank. He ain't got no money for you. He ain't got no farm to grow nothing. See what I'm saying?
Go ahead. And he say, my bones, my doctors are burned with heat. What heat? Go to James 3:5. This the heat that the Sabians brought. It's a parable. It's the Sabians, this is what they brought. They brought this heat. The Sabians and the Chaldeans, they brought this heat, this fire. That wicked fire. James 3:5.
James chapter 3, verse 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth.
Read.
Verse 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity.
Didn't he get burned with that tongue?
Yes.
His doctor got burned with that tongue because what he had, ass and oxes plowing together. Read.
So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell.
You see that? That's what they used. That's how his doctor got burned. With that fire, that sinful fire that they brought to Job. There. Anything else you want that prophetess? Elder?
No, Elder. Thank you. And I'm sorry. I know it makes sense in my head, and I try to explain it, but it's like words by words going to scriptures. That's why Job 30 and 30 makes sense, because he was the black skin upon the bones, upon the fire, the burnt and all that. Every single one of them said something like flesh, the doctrines, and the body, and the prophets, and the teaching. So it's like
yes.
I tried to explain it, but it's kind of hard for me to explain it. I understand it. It makes sense in my head, but when I take it out of my mouth, it's like
I know. It's the breadcrumbs. You know, every word, look for what it means, and you're gonna connect those breadcrumbs together and make a loaf of bread.
I know, and that's how it makes sense in my head.
Yes.
But once I want to explain it, it just blocks. Like, okay.
Yes. Well, we got to understand it. You said it very good, because we got to understand it.
You sure did.
And I think it was real helpful to these people, because it's a lot of people. That's a stronghold with people. It's a lot of people who literally think that unless you black, you cannot get the kingdom of heaven. Unless you black, Hispanic, or Native American, they believe that you cannot get salvation. And so we have to pull down these strongholds and all these stumbling blocks that they put before these people, telling these people these lies, when salvation is for anybody who love their brother. Go ahead, Ed. Where you going next?
Right.